Hello guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about
the 9 things you should avoid if you're visiting Cuba.
This video is going to be very helpful for you because it's going to be helping you guys to understand a little bit more how it's going to be your trip in Cuba. Highly recommend you guys to subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in a minute.
First one, don't exchange money in the street because you could be scammed. The exchange rate, the less that you can get for 1 USD or 1 euro is 200 CUP. In the street, some people could exchange your money at 100 CUP, or they could give you full bills. The recommendation that Alex and I bring to you is to exchange your money with the host of your Airbnb. Maybe you can exchange your money in the bank, but the exchange rate will be very low. I mean like 120 CUP. And also the large lines to get the money are so annoying, so don't do that.
So actually when we were coming here to do the intro of this video, guys, we passed for the bank and the line was insane.
Yeah, like all the block full of people.
You can also, guys, exchange the money on some restaurants that they're gonna give you better exchange rate than if you go to the streets.
The second thing that you should avoid if you're visiting Cuba and visiting Havana is to buy tobaccos in the street. The famous Havanas are a very popular scam here in Cuba. My recommendation is to buy it. The first option, in the government locals, they have the real ones, tobaccos, or the second option, and my favorite, buy it on viñales, and you will enjoy all the experience of the farmer making it.
So guys, for example, this tobacco that I have right here, this is not one of the tobaccos that you want to get home. This is actually one of the things that locals get when they go to Las Bodegas. It's really cheap. I think it's 2 pesos, something like that.
Yeah.
And the quality is not going to be the best. As you can tell, it's pretty dry. The taste is not going to be good. The name of this one is Reloba. I don't even know the brand. So if you want to get ones with Cohiba or Romeo and Juliet, those like famous brands, you gotta go to the shops. Forget about getting it on the street, because at the end you're gonna get a scam. I'm not saying that it's going to be fake, but they're not gonna give you the certification that you need to export them to whatever is the country that you want to get the cigars. So guys, the other point that we want to talk about is when you come to Cuba, you know, so many people are going to be super friendly. They're going to be like trying to get you to some places,
Give you some directions.
yeah, like, hey, welcome to Cuba, where are you from, what, do you want to try some Cuban food, you know, the basic stuff that many countries they're going to try to sell you stuff. So in Cuba, we highly recommend you to only trust the people that you know before coming to Cuba. If you don't trust to anyone, then ask to the host, hey, where can I get some meal? Where can I go? You know,
the host will be your best option, and also a tour guide that maybe you book an experience on Airbnb. Also, it's very important that if you are walking and someone say, hey, come with me to El Pocito, for example, search online this place. Sometimes when you search, you could see all the comments of the place, all the experiences of other travelers. So it's very important that you search before going to that place. Or maybe you can ask your host, hey, what is the El Pocito, how is the experience there? It's important. El Pocito is not a place, I don't know, but
yeah, it's not a place, it's just an example, but it's very easy. You go to the place, whatever is the place that you want to go. Hey, go on TripAdvisor or I don't know, Airbnb, some places that are going to have reviews about it. Because if you go to the place who have no idea, I can tell you, hey, go to this place, this is going to be the best bodeguita del medio. And there's only one, so you don't have any clue about it.
There are a lot of tourist traps that all the people will try to get you. You have to be very careful with that.
Yeah, so let's talk about the next point.
Don't accept any service and do not take photos or videos of the people that you will see in the street, like the people that we have behind. You will find women with beautiful dresses and tobacco, some flowers, and if you go there and you say, hey, let me take a picture, boop, and you take the picture, they will try to get the money because it's their jobs. Also with the musicians, if you wanna make a video of the musicians and dance with their, also there is some people, in Spanish is giganteria, zancos, I don't know, people with sticks in their foot that are super tall, like giants in the street. You have to pay them for recording, for taking pictures. any service here in Cuba have its price. The other thing that you should avoid if you're visiting Cuba is drink maybe cocktails, maybe frappuccinos or cafes in places that are not trustworthy. Because here in Cuba, the state of the water, because if you drink the water and this water it's not boiled, you can get some stomachache and some pains. So don't do it. You can drink maybe cocktails in Azúcar, for example, an amazing service there, and in places that you are very sure that they use purified water or boiled water.
So guys, the other one is that drugs and drones both are prohibited in Cuba. Forget about importing any of them. If you have to bring any drugs because you have to consume any, try to go for someone that is going to give you some certification that you have to take it, because in Cuba, forget about getting any drugs and medications that contains drugs. When it comes to legal ages, it's going to be very complicated. Drones are exactly the same thing. If you come to Cuba and you have, for example, if you are a content creator and you want to import a drone, forget about it. It's going to be prohibited. If you take it, because some people have taken it through the aduana and they find it, they're going to take it and it's going to be impossible to get it back. Unless you declare the drone, you say, hey, I have a drone, but they're going to keep it at the airport so you can take the drone back once you leave the country. That's the only way to take it. You might be wondering how people get that footage of drones in Cuba. You need to have a license, which is going to be very complicated to get it because you need to be specialized, you need to be a pilot, some other stuff that are going to be involved that we're not going to talk about it in this video because it's very complicated. But think about it, you don't want to lose it, correct? The other one is the transportation in Cuba. When it comes to transportation in Cuba, we know, guys, that so many of you wants to save some cash because transportation in Cuba is one of the most expensive things we're going to be spending money on. So think about this. If you want to save some money because you want to use the public transportation, this might be an issue. Let me explain why.
If you're going, for example, to the airport and you have a flight at 2 p.m., you have to be very careful with this. My recommendation is to take a cab because the public transportation here in Cuba literally sucks. Don't use it because maybe you are arriving to the bus station at, I don't know, 12 p.m. thinking that you are in time, and then the bus don't come and you are like, okay, I lost my flight. Talk with your talk with your host and get a cab for your airport day. Yeah.